What's going on YouTube? It's Project Mystic. I almost said Mystic Guys this time, but I'm coming at y'all with another video. This time it's a build video for ESO, which I usually don't do. Actually, I never did, so what am I talking about? But anyway, let's get right into it. This build is called Blight because, you know, I'm using Bright, so, you know, Blight, you know what I'm saying? You get the point. All right, anyway, so it's a Magicka Sorcerer build for PvP. So I wrote a list down so I wouldn't forget anything I was gonna say. So starting off with my stats, I got Max Magicka starting at 44,400. My health is sitting at 26,000. Magicka recovery is at 2,000. Spell damage 2,300. My spell damage goes up, and so does my recovery go up when I use like my potion and stuff. This is unbuffed, by the way. My spell resistance is 19,000. Physical is 16,000. And this is also well, I guess it's buffed technically since I'm using a certain set, but I mean, yeah, I guess it's buffed. I don't know. Crit resist is also 2280. All right, so my armor, let's go over that real quick. Let's see. So right now I'm wearing Mighty Chuden. That's my monster helm, Mighty Chuden, and I'm wearing that in impen. I would have impen everything. All my stats should be impen, but I just don't have, you know, I just don't have the time for that, to be honest. Like, that costs transmutation crystals, you know, you got to do a lot of stuff for that. Anyway, so I got impenetrable for this, Mighty Chuden, and the reason I'm rocking Mighty Chuden is because it gives you the major resistances. My Boundless Storm gives me those same major buffs, right? So Mighty Chuden is allowing me to use those same resistance buffs without actually using it, so it opens up an extra slot because we're running a pet build. All right, running a pet build, so that means we have to take 2 abilities off our slot, and Boundless Storm is one of them, and we can use this monster set to cover for that. So it gives you the same resistance bonus that it gives you. It gives you also 1,000 health, which is great for my my shields, because your shields gets buffed with max health for the 50% that they nerf it by, and then also gives you an extra 3,000 physical and spell resistance, which is also nice. We're running Bright Throat's Boast, and this is the new set that came out, I think it was the last patch or 2 patches ago, I'm not really sure. Gives you great stats. It's max magic recovery, and then when you pop a drink buff, you get also like 2,000 magicka and recovery, so it's really good. It's a balance between sustain and damage. It gives you a lot of damage. It's basically like Bone Pirate, I think it is. Bone Pirate for stamina. Yeah, that's what that is. This is reinforced right now. I mean, it's acceptable because it's the big piece, so it's kind of offsetting that I don't have impen, you know what I'm saying? It gives you more resistance. I'm also using Necropotent's armor. This is 3,000 Max Magicka, and then when I have a pet, which we do have a pet, we get another 3,000, so that's 6,000 Max Magicka right there. That's a lot of Max Magicka. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of sustain. So this is also impen. Everything, like I said, is supposed to be impen. And so yeah, that's a lot of damage on that. Everything is Max Magicka enchantments, by the way. I'm probably gonna switch out maybe one of them, maybe my chest piece for max down, just because we have so much Max Magicka, and I can get a little bit more stamina. I only have like roughly 10,000, a little bit less than that. And my jewelry is also going to be Necropotent's, and the reason for that is because I just had Necropotent's rings. It was too hard for me to get Bright Throat rings because you have to grind for that, so that's kind of hard for me to do right now. So Necropotent's was the way I was going to go. I got all spell damage enchantments, by the way, for my rings, and also Max Magicka. Mundus Stone, I got the Atronach. The reason I have the Atronach is to boost my recovery, because my recovery is sitting at right now at 2023. 2000 is a really good number for a Magicka character. 2000 recovery, plus when you pop your potion, no, not your potion, yeah, the potion, you also get more Magicka. And then when we have Dark Deal on, we also get another set of sustain right there. It doesn't show up in the numbers, but it's really useful. So where was I at? So yeah, Atronach, if your sustain is really good, which mine's is really good, you can also like take this out, maybe put like a spell damage or a Max Magicka. That actually might be better. Max Magicka would be really good. I might try that out because my sustain is really good actually, and if you ever run out, you could just use your restoration heavy attack to get your stuff back. We also are running the Witch Mother's Brew because that goes great with our pet, because it gives you max recovery, max magic, and max health. And so the recovery is really good because Bright Throat, you know, it makes sense. Hold on, I'm not accepting that. Bright Throat, it makes sense because like it gives you recovery and then you got the recovery, so it's just a perfect combination. Witch Mother's Brew and Bright Throat armor. So for my bar, I'm running crystal fragments. Got a nice little 15k damage right there. This is also without my proccing the enchantment on the back bar, obviously, because I'm just sitting here. My weapons, I am running Bright Throat's Inferno Staff, Nirnhoned, 14% purple. I mean, all this stuff would be golded out, but you don't really get that much stats if you gold it out. It's pretty much the same. Purple is fine. Enchantment for this would be it deals Magicka damage and restores Magicka because it's helpful with your sustain as well. It also gives you like your spell damage for having the Nirnhoned. So you want the spell damage on the back bar, right? So then when you do the attack, you know what I'm saying, you get the spell damage, and then you swap bars when you use the haunt. But I would have this as infused or defending, probably defending, because that's pretty helpful. And yeah, that's that for that. And then flame clench, it's flame because we have the infernal staff. It does infernal staff on the front bar is most important because it increases your direct damage. So flame clench, nice damage over time right there. Shield, get 11,000. You want to use 2 shields in your bar at least. That's the minimum. All right. Endless Fury is on my front bar for the extra direct damage from the flame staff, and it executes people. People took this off, but I don't know, I kind of need this for my build because it's just too nice. How do you just take off 13 extra thousand damage? That's an execute in 20% range right there. Then you got your Twilight on this bar. You got to double slot it, obviously. And this actually does a lot of damage. You see 6,000 shock damage. To the enemy, it's probably going to do like 3,000, but when they have impen on this stuff, defense is going to lower it down. But it still does a lot of damage, 2,000, whatever you want to call it. The heal is fat, 9,000 health, and it heals your allies? Come on now. How do you not use a pet? Dark Conversion, that's great because you get health and you get Magicka. It only costs 2,000. You get health, Magicka, it only costs 2,000 stamina. And then it also gives you some Magicka over time. So if we do the math on that, 2380 divided by 20, that's 119 times 2. That's 230 recovery right there just from using this once. For 20 seconds you get 230 recovery. That's a lot. Haunting Curse on my back bar, I mean, it will help if it was on my front bar for the extra damage, but like I want to run a shield on both bars because I want to always have a shield no matter what I'm doing. So I'll pop a shield in between abilities sometimes, even when I'm trying to burst somebody down, because I need to shield up all the time. Somebody might one-shot you. And so this is on the back bar. It's great to be on the back bar like this because I can pop my haunt and then I can weapon attack to get my spell damage buff and then switch bars to my front bar. This is my offensive bar. So like you would swap bars, you click this, I'm stuttering right now, click the freaking weapon to hit them with the spell enchantment and then swap bars and you do the damage. And then you got the streak, because you can't not use streak. Well, it's not a streak, this is ball of lightning actually, the other morph, because when you teleport, you know, it absorbs projectiles for like 2.3 seconds, which is extremely important. And it costs more Magicka the more you use it, so like be gentle with it. And so my ultimate is Light's Champion. This is a very good ultimate because it heals you for 9,000 health for 5 seconds. What else does it do? It gives you that major protection. That's 30% damage reduction, 15% critical damage for yourself as well, so you do more damage too. Very good for surviving. Atronach does a lot of damage. That's one of those things. You could take that off with Meteor if you want to, but Atronach is just going to help you in so many different situations. It does so much damage. It does 9,000 on arrival. It stuns enemies for 3 seconds. Does 4,000 damage every second. And every now and then it's going to do like an explosion of 9,000. Obviously these numbers are going to be reduced since I'm fighting people, so it's going to be half of that, but still it does a lot of damage if you cut that number in half anyway. So 4,000 damage every second, that's 2,000 damage every second, so that's a lot. I think it can crit as well, so you know what I'm saying? A lot of damage right there. And as for passives go, obviously you want to get all these because, you know, when you have a pet you want to get the dark summoning because you get more health with the pet. Really great. So, you know, all these are important. So, you know, destruction staff, you want to get all of these. You do more damage with the certain abilities. Destruction staff, direct damage, blah, blah, blah. You know, you get your restoration staff, you get heavy attack, and you get a lot more resources back, which is really important, 30%. So you get more healing when you heal other people. Light armor, get that penetration, you know, resistance, all that. Recovery, you want to get everything in here. Mage's Guild, if you're running the meteor comment, I mean, this is a given. Obviously you want to get that Mage's Guild. Undaunted is important. Get your class. I'm a high elf. Get your class passives. You know, high elf gives you the most damage, which is the reason why I did it. So it's up to you. You could always go Breton. Breton's also really good for like sustaining stuff like that. Dark elf is really good as well for like stamina and stuff like that, but I mean I would choose that for a dragon more often. But I don't know, if you're gonna go damage wise, I would go high elf. If you want to go sustain, I'll go Breton. If you also want to go like Dark Elf, that's fine, but personally I wouldn't go Dark Elf. That's just my personal opinion. So yeah, pretty much it. My health is at 24,800. When I put my pet back on, my health goes back up to 26,004, so that's almost 2,000 health right there just for having a pet. So that's a really good passive to have. So yeah, overall you get some really good passives, and if I want to check my champion points, which I do to show y'all how it is, my champion points are looking like, I'm gonna start with the red one, 61 in Ironclad, 53 into Resistance, 22 in Thick Skinned, 27 Elemental Defender, 32 into Hardy, 15 into Quick Recovery, 16 into Bastion, 66 Warlord, 21 Sprinter, 27 Tenacity, 64 Arcanist, Tumbling, 48%, 15 Blessed, 56 Elfborn, 37 Elemental Expert, 28 Spell Erosion, 23 Staff Expert, 66 Master at Arms. I probably should be explaining this, but like, I mean, if you just look at it, it's kind of obvious what it does. Like, this one increases your damage by heavy attacks. You know, this one increases the direct damage. But the reason why I have mine set up like this is because it fits my playstyle the most, and I also don't use anything that's damage over time in Thaumaturge. So I'm not gonna put anything in this because this is a PvP build. I also PvE, but champion points aren't as important for PvE unless you're doing really high content like trials and stuff, which I don't do. I do PvP. So that does cover it for my champion points. I guess I should show you the rotation as well. Alright, so I'm about to put y'all on game. So what you want to do is light attack read between everything. You guys should know that already, right? And then we have this little Atronach thingy that does a lot of damage. 6,000 damage without critting. Like, that's a lot. So anyway, you want to put on your Haunting Curse, light attack to proc that spell damage John. 18,000 on a crit, right? And then you want to pop this for the execute. And then you're going to pop this. And I don't know why the Crystal Frags always procs after that. I'm just lucky as hell, because every time I prop this and then I knock them back like that for the setup, I always follow it up with the Crystal Frags, because I don't know, it just works perfectly like that. If not, then you can just keep spamming this like that, and then just do Crystal Frags, and then when they get low, do some of that, and just keep spamming that Crystal Frags, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I'll do it really fast for you. So in a real match, you want to make sure you're always shielded up. You're going to pop your drink buff, because, you know, drink buffs gives you that spell damage that I don't have on my bar. You never hard cast it like this, but when it's light up, you know, you do that. So do this, 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 this. But in between, you're going to be lighting attacking. Crystal Fragment's not up, so you just keep spamming this, right? So I'll do one more time for you guys. This, that, boom, 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 boom. It's not up, it's not up. Now it's up. Crystal Fragment. Probably gonna die. It's a lot of damage. All right. So yeah, that's basically it.